Hi, everybody, and welcome to my Facebook Live. I feel like I should have a name for this series. So, if anybody watches this and comes up with you should call it blank, by all means, give me a name. So, while we're waiting for people to pop on, I will let you know this will be my last week of every single day. And after that, I will absolutely at least continue doing Facebook Lives with this kind of information once a week, potentially 2 to 3 times a week, just depending on how busy I am with actually seeing clients and doing my day job sessions, right? But surprisingly, I enjoy doing these Facebook Lives. I never thought I'd hear myself say that, and I think it's hopefully a valuable resource. So I think it's a valuable resource, and that's the feedback I'm getting. So I'm going to continue these. Okay, so for those of you that are here or shoot me a message afterwards, how are you doing? Are you sheltering in place? Hopefully you're starting to develop a routine. I feel like I'm kind of starting to get a handle on what this temporary new normal is, and I'm feeling a little more in place with it myself. I also, as some of you know, I moved my office last week and I'm not seeing anybody, but I'm still coming in every day. And I finally finished unpacking. I'm finally unpacked. So that gives me a tremendous sense of relief and that groundedness. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. And you're settling in. And remember again, and I said this already once, but temporary. This is just our new normal for a minute. So we make the best we can of it. And we look forward to when we can go back to life where we're not physically distancing. I'm not calling it social distancing. I hate that. So physically distancing, because socially we need to be connected more now than ever. Okay, so I will take a second to introduce myself. My name is Melanie Sibley. I am a licensed clinical social worker with a private practice here in Champaign, Illinois. I specialize in anxiety, addiction, and trauma. And the anxiety especially, it's kind of what I've been focusing on. I feel like anxiety, stress, they go hand in hand. A lot of the skills that I talk about for anxiety also helps with depression. That's not necessarily my specialization, but I've worked with lots of people that struggle with depression. So I feel like in some ways I speak to both. As always, I want to start with 4-7-8 breathing. I feel like for those of us that are spun up, that are super anxious, that are feeling not grounded, 4-7-8 breathing. First, we know belly breathing. Like there's research that shows that breathing from our abdomen, belly breathing as I call it, physically slows us down and literally helps us relax in a very real sense. The other part of 4-7-8 breathing is that I want you to count into the best of your ability, visualize the numbers, and that helps ground, right? So when we're anxious, our prefrontal cortex goes offline, we stop thinking clearly, and doing things to activate our prefrontal cortex helps us to be grounded and helps us to think clearly. And visualizing numbers is one of the things that we can do. So I will explain it. I will talk you through it once. And then I will go ahead and do it, usually 2 to 3 times. You guys are welcome to do it also. If you don't, what the fuck? I don't know because I can't see you. So we'll just pretend everybody does it. Do it or not, whatever you feel comfortable with. I will also say that although the way I teach it is 4-7-8, I have plenty of clients that go, those numbers don't work for me. And I'm like, go ahead and adjust. And so they go ahead and adjust and they find the numbers that work. 4-7-8 is arbitrary. Whatever numbers allow you to do deep breathing and bringing yourself down while picturing the numbers, it doesn't matter what they are, just whatevs. Okay, so what you do is you breathe in for the count of 4, you hold for a 5, 6, 7, and then you go out on a count of 8. So I'll talk you through it once. So you breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 6, 7, out, really slow, 8. So if you want, go ahead and do that. Eyes open or closed, whatever works for you. And I'm going to close my eyes and I'll do that because it helps slow me down and it helps settle me during Facebook Lives, which although I enjoy, they also still geek me up a little. So okay, how was that? Hopefully you find it useful. I know a lot of people do. Hopefully it helps slow you down. It absolutely, like, I can feel my whole body just getting centered when I do this, and it allows me to be more anchored in this moment so that I can be more effective with whatever I'm doing and more present with whatever I'm doing. So today, I talked sometime earlier about progressive muscle relaxation, and although a lot of people find that really useful, I kind of hate it. I don't know why. My guess is that when somebody's like, now tighten this muscle and loosen that muscle, my reaction is, fuck you, don't tell me what to do. I know that's extreme, but I work for myself for a reason. I'm not good with people telling me what to do for any reason. It just is. So what I found is, I've also found that especially people with anxiety and depression tend to not be in their bodies a lot. Like when we're struggling with really intense emotions, we kind of numb out our bodies and we stay all in our head. And although there are times where that is necessary just to survive, I also think that it is difficult, because I talked yesterday about if we need to be aware of if we're at 0 with level of distress, anxiety, depression, anxiety, whatever, icky feelings, all the way up to a 10. And then if we get so high up, then whatever coping skills we've learned are useless, right? So I will say, I don't know, honestly, but we'll guess for me, if I get to an 8, that my brain is gone and I am totally reactive and I can't think clearly, and therefore I can't do anything to help myself. So I need to be aware of where I am, how I'm feeling before I get too high. So that if I'll do last week when I was spun out really bad about everything that was going on. So I was spun out for a good portion of the week, but every time I could feel myself rising, I was aware of it because I could feel it in my body. And then I knew for me, I needed to go walk. But if I'm not aware of it, then all of a sudden I'm just walking around numb and I'm spinning out and I'm out of control and I'm helpless to help myself. So being aware of your body is critical for that. It's also a skill a lot of my clients are lacking before they come in. I'll also say for EMDR therapy, and I am primarily an EMDR therapist, that when we connect with the good or the bad, the calm place yesterday, remember I'm like, feel those good feelings in your body. And that is part of what strengthens installing that calm place. But if you can't feel your body, then you can't feel how relaxing or peaceful or calm or safe feels, and then it's hard to strengthen it. Okay, so that is, I always like to give the why we're doing something, because again, right, if somebody's like, just Melanie, do this, and it doesn't make sense to me, I won't do it. So I want to give you guys that same respect and explain the why of this. So this is not progressive muscle relaxation, because again, for whatever reason, that annoys me. But it's like progressive mindfulness in your body relaxation. I don't have a real name for it. So I want to give you a second, get comfortable, whatever. A lot of times I'm like, get your feet firmly anchored on the ground. Not necessary. If you want to lie down, if you want to kick back in a recliner, whatever you want to do, but go ahead and get comfortable. I'll also let you know, I do this for like my college students, midterms, somewhat, but during finals week, I feel like this is all I do, because it just helps bring them down. And I feel like this is definitely a high anxiety time, so this is nice. So hopefully you're comfortable, you're kicked back a little, glasses if you have them can be on or off, eyes open or close. When I do this with clients in my office, I have these EMDR, we call them tappers. They buzz in your hand back and forth, and I like giving them that because it gives them something to anchor onto, and I think it helps increase the calmness. But obviously we can't do that because it's video. I miss doing that stuff. I miss doing therapy in person. It is what it is. Okay. So I want you, and I hope this isn't too weird. I've never done this just talking to myself, so we're just gonna try. But I have to close my eyes and I kind of have to talk myself through it to do it with you. Otherwise, it's just not effective. So I want you to start with your hands on your belly and just really start with being aware of that in breath and that out breath. And you should feel your belly rise with every in breath and fall with every out breath. And with every in breath, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in calmness, relaxation, safety. And with every out breath, go ahead and breathe out stress, anxiety, anger, fear. And feel your body relax as you breathe out all those icky feelings. So breathe in calmness and nurturing. Breathe out stress and anxiety. And I'm going to ask for those that are watching, if somebody can give me heads up, can you hear me okay? I forgot to put in my headphones, so I'm not sure what the quality of this is sounding like. And I'm going to ask you to keep breathing in and out. And I'm going to close my door because the radio's playing and that feels really loud. So just breathe from your belly, breathe in and breathe out. Now, I want you to go ahead and bring your attention to the very top of your head. You might not notice anything. I know it's a very strange place to start. You might not feel anything, but just place your attention there and just notice if you can. So if I was at home, my hair would be all the way up here, so I could feel my hair at the top of my head. Maybe you have glasses balanced on your head or a ponytail. Just notice if there's anything to be aware of at the top of your head. Now, you can go ahead and bring your attention to your forehead and just see what there is to notice. Is your forehead wrinkled with stress? Is it smooth? Do you have a headache or not a headache? There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There's just being curious about how, if anywhere at all, you can feel your forehead. And you extend that to the temples and just see what there is to notice. And then you can place your attention to your eyes, and behind your eyes. So I'm facing a window and I can feel the light shining on my eyes. Just see what there is to see. And then you can move down to your nose and behind your nose. Is there anything to be aware of? Is there anything to notice? I have allergies, so my nose is a little bit stuffy. But I also just got my right allergy medicine, so it's better than it's been for a few days. And then you can move your attention to your jaws, your mouth, inside your mouth. Is there tension? Can you notice your tongue? Maybe notice your tongue coming into contact with your teeth. If there's tension on your jaws, if you want, you could stretch it out and then close it. No big deal if you don't want to do that. Whatever works for you. And then you can move your attention to your throat. See what there is to notice for your throat. Is there tightness from stress and anxiety? Is there not tightness? Are you thirsty? Are you not thirsty? There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just what can you notice? And if you notice a tightness in your throat, because that's a very common place for anxiety and stress to manifest, there's not much to be done. But if you'd like, just notice the tightness in the throat and invite it to leave. Just be like, I see you. Thank you for letting me know that I'm stressed. But now you can go because you've done your job. Or not. And always we return back down to the belly. And focus on your stomach rising as you take in those nice, deep, life-giving, nurturing, calming breaths. And be aware of your stomach falling as you let go of the stress and anxiety, the fear and uncertainty. Breathe in calmness and relaxation. Breathe out all the ick and notice as your body relaxes. As you take those nice, deep, life-giving belly breaths. And now you can bring your attention to your shoulders. See what there is to see. Are they tense? Are they relaxed? Can you feel your clothing against your shoulders or no? If they're tense, and if you'd like, you can do like little shoulder shrugs. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then release or push them. Oh, that feels nice. Push them together and then push them apart. Or not. Whatever works for you is working for you. And I can't even see you, so one, I wouldn't say if it was right or wrong, and two, I have no way of knowing. What's important is that you just bring your attention to your shoulders and just be mindful of what you can feel in them. And then bring your attention to your upper arms and see what, if anything, there is to notice. And again, if you're wearing whatever, can you feel your shirt resting against your upper arms? You're sitting in a chair or lying down on a couch. Can you feel whatever is supporting you against your upper arms? And if there's nothing, that's okay too. It's just about being aware of and being curious about all the different parts of us. Bring your attention to your lower arms and see what there is to notice. If you're wearing a watch, can you feel the watch? If, like me, you can see my shirt stops halfway down my lower arms, can you feel? Is there a difference in temperature from the part of your arms that are covered and the part that is not? Can you feel where the fabric falls against your arms? No right, no wrong, no good, no bad. Just gentle curiosity and mindfulness of your lower arms in just this moment. And then you can place your attention on your hands. If your hands are like mine, if one is laying on top of the other, can you feel that? You feel your hands touching each other, your hands connected to your abdomen. I can tell you it's a little warm in my office with the door closed, so they're a little sweaty. I can be mindful of that. I don't need to judge it. I just can be aware of a little sweaty. Just see what there is to see. Be mindful of what there is with your hands. of course, our hands are resting on our lower belly. And so you can be aware of the rise of your stomach as you breathe in and the fall of your stomach as you breathe out. And be aware of the calmness and the nurturing, the gentle, healing in-breath. And notice as you exhale, your body relaxing, as you exhale all the stress and all the ick. And just take some time and really be present and be mindful of the in-breath and the out-breath. And now, place your attention on your upper back. Notice if you're resting against anything. Notice the fabric that is holding you up and supporting you. I feel my shoulder blades resting against the chair. See what there is to notice. If there's tenseness or tightness, you can be aware of it. You can again move to stretch and release it, or you can just sit with it. There's no need to make anything happen. You just want to be mindful. We just want to place our attention on our back. And then you can shift your attention to your lower back. And again, see what there is to notice. Can you feel whatever furniture is underneath you, supporting you? Is there tension? What can you notice about your lower back? There's no right, there's no wrong, no good, no bad, just curiosity about what you can notice and what you can be present with your lower back. And now we bring our attention to our chest. And again, anxiety often manifests here. So notice if there's that tightness. Notice if your heart is beating. That's often one of my first tells if I'm feeling anxiety. And if not, that's beautiful too. You can just be aware of what, if anything, you can feel. Can you feel your heart? Can you feel the breath in your lungs expanding and shrinking? What is there to notice? And now shift your attention down to your stomach and notice what there is to notice. Is it grumbling because you're hungry? Is it full? Is it butterflies? That's another one of my tells for anxiety. Is it clenched with stress? Is it relaxed? We don't have to do anything about it. We just have to notice and be aware. That's all that we need to do, and that is plenty. If you're wearing jeans or even sweats or shorts, can you feel your waistband against your body? Can you not? Whatever it is. And now we can sink back into the breath. And we can be aware of the rise of your abdomen as you breathe in life-giving oxygen, and as you breathe in calmness and relaxation. And notice as the belly falls and as your body relaxes even more, as you breathe out carbon dioxide and stress and anxiety and all those icky feelings. And just take a moment to be with your breath and to feel yourself relax even more. Now, put your attention on your upper legs See what there is to notice. My legs are crossed, so I can feel my left leg on top of my right leg. I can feel the pressure of it. I can feel my right knee on my left leg. I can feel the top half of my right leg resting against the chair, being supported and held up. So see if you can notice any of that. See if you can notice the fabric on your leg. What is there to be just aware of? There's no right, there's no wrong. There's just being present and being mindful of your upper legs. And then you can shift your attention to your lower legs. See what there is to notice. If you're wearing shorts, maybe you can feel the temperature difference. I can, interestingly enough, notice that my left leg is falling asleep because my legs are crossed. And so I decided to switch so that my right leg is over my left. I can feel my legs, the pressure of them, one on top of the other. I can feel the chair behind one of my legs supporting it. And again, just be curious. If you can't notice anything, that's okay. If you're having trouble staying present as we do this exercise, that's okay also. Practice will make this easier. Finally, bring your attention down to your feet. What can you notice with your feet? And always it's useful if you want to wiggle your toes and just make sure that you're connected to your body and you can feel your toes wiggling. If you have shoes on, can you feel your shoes surrounding and supporting your feet and protecting them? Can you feel, if you're sitting up, your feet on the floor or foot in my case? Can you feel it being held up and nurtured? If you're laying down, maybe you can feel the back of your feet against whatever you're laying on. Just notice, be mindful, and be curious. And one last time, go ahead and bring your attention back to your belly and just be aware of the calmness and the relaxation and the nurturing of the in-breath as your belly rises and as you pull in life-giving oxygen. Just notice as your body relaxes just a titch more when you breathe out the carbon dioxide and when you breathe out the stress, the fear, the anxiety, the uncertainty. Just notice. And I'll give you guys just a moment on your own time when you're ready. If your eyes aren't open, go ahead and open your eyes. If you're laying down or kick back, if you want to sit up, you're free to. So lately, and we're not going to end quite yet, I was going to say sessions. Lately, I've been ending these lives with the container. Hopefully you guys feel as chill as I do. I love doing this in session because I always end up feeling super relaxed also. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite things to do. So I hope this was useful. You can, of course, always access this on Facebook Live. As soon as, I've been promising my clients for like over a year that I would do this and put it up on my website. So as soon as I get somebody that can edit videos for me, because I could probably figure out how to do it. I can't stand the thought of looking at myself and watching myself in that much detail to edit. Like, that will never happen. So as soon as I find somebody to edit videos for me, this will go up on, I have a unused YouTube channel. It will go on there and it'll go on my website so that you can access just the nitty-gritty of this and do it whenever you want. I will say again, these are really difficult times. So please, if you need support, please reach out. I think every single therapist I know at this point is doing telehealth. So you can, if you have a therapist, please stay connected with them. Now more than ever, it's important. If you don't have a therapist, I am accepting clients only through telehealth, but you can see it's not the best, but it's better than nothing. If you don't want to work with me, I'm good with that. It's fine. So if you want me just to help connect you with somebody, I'm always willing to do that. Even if people call and want to set up with me and I don't have openings or if they're a bad fit, I always refer out. So if you need help finding a therapist, be it me or somebody else, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have suggestions, if you have topics you want me to cover, if you have concerns that you want me to address, if you have questions about mental health during this time, or questions, mental health related, but questions about anything, please, please, please feel free. Email, text, call, and leave a voicemail, because I still have clients, so it's hard for me to call back. You can contact me through my website. There are a lot of ways to contact me. If you have feedback, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, like I'm making this up as I go. So if you have feedback for me, I'm always willing to hear that. If it's like, Melanie, please don't do this, I'll hear that. If you're like, Melanie, you're awesome, I'm a person, so I love hearing those. Whatever works. Okay, I think that's it. Have a good day. Please share this with friends and family and anybody that will find it useful. And I will see you tomorrow at 12:15. Peace.